Hello, everyone. This is Kyle Andrews with Fox Sports 1340, here to talk about the Baltimore Orioles. Spring training begins on Tuesday this week, and obviously the Orioles pitchers and catchers report. So they have a lot of questions about their rotation as of right now. The rotation only consists of Dylan Bundy and Kevin Gossman penciled into the 1 and 2 spots, not known which one of them will take over the number one role. However, behind them, there are no standouts that will, be part of that staff. No one knows exactly if the Orioles will sign another pitcher, or will they go internally with some of the people that they have already. As of right now, Gabriel Yanoa, Nestor Cortez, Mike Wright, Alec Asher, and others are all part of that staff that could, all part of the Orioles organization that could be part of the staff. Um, but at the same time, the Orioles could look outside to guys like Alex Cobb, um, Lance Lynn, and even Andrew Kashner. So there are couple people that the Orioles could add to the team that could be, you know, players that could be impact players, and especially impact pitchers. That's what they need after having a season where they went 75 and 87 and finished fifth in the AL East. Um, but you also have to worry about the bullpen a little bit as well. Not as much, and not definitely not close to as much, but they do have an injury at the back end of their bullpen with Zach Britton going down with an Achilles injury during the offseason. However, he will be back possibly at the end of May or even early June. So there is a chance for the Orioles to, kind of fill their way out. I know that at one point they were thinking about Michael Givens being the, closer of the future. So if Michael Givens is your closer of the future, maybe they could, test him out at closer sometimes. And then you also have Brad Brock, who has experience closing in the absence of Zach Britton. So, and then you also have Darren O'Day, who had kind of up and down season last year. He's looking to kind of return to form. And then you have Richard Blyer, who had an excellent season last year. You also have Donnie Hart. So the Orioles do have some guys in their bullpen that could also make some splashes as well. There are some guys down in the minors that could possibly come up to the bullpen as well. You had Tanner Scott, who's a flamethrower. And then the Orioles also have Jason Aquino, who's another lefty long man kind of guy. He could also spot start at times, so he could make an appearance as a starter in the rotation. Um, you also have in the rotation Mike Wright, who could be penciled back into a bullpen role. He did make some appearances in the season last year, but at the same time, he's probably set to be more of a starter than he is a reliever. He does throw hard, which is good for a reliever, but at the same time, he has the stretched out arm that you need in a starter, and the Orioles cannot afford to not have more starters. They need as many starters as possible, especially after, only having two for the majority of the offseason. You don't have players that are, usually equipped to handle that starter's role, especially when it comes to innings wise. And Mike Wright seems like he has the innings part down. The issue is, can he hold, can he hit the strike zone? And then you have other pitchers like Miguel Castro, who haven't really started as much. They didn't. Miguel Castro didn't start with the Orioles until the end of the season last year, and he kind of was off and on. But at the same time, as a reliever, he was pretty solid. He had a he had a really good ERA, and he hit the strike zone, and he has a good fastball. His changeup solid, and those two pitches. If you have a fastball changeup combo that's good, that means that maybe you could test out a couple more pitches. He's still probably working on a slider, and he can gas it up. I mean, he throws 95, 96 miles an hour, hits 97. I mean, he has a incredible arm. So if you have that kind of stuff as a starter, it will open up some opportunities for him, if he can keep the ball in the strike zone, and if he doesn't get too tired. because that always seems to be an issue with starters or relievers that are moving to becoming starters. So with the Orioles, their biggest situation is figuring out the starting rotation, and then when they can, if they can add another bullpen arm, that would be great too for the Orioles. This is Kyle Andrews signing off for Fox Sports 1340. Thank you.